how insignificant we are. Think on that for a while. And then you finish the exercise, and suddenly all the problems, all the weight, all the anger, everything you attached to your current situation becomes so tiny and so meaningless, and you can reassess what you was doing at this very moment. Welcome back to Stoic School Day 3 of 100 with myself, William Mulligan, author of the Everyday Stoic, Simple Rules for a Good Life. Today's episode is powered by Huel. Let's jump into the episode. Today's episode is a very practical episode, and it's an exercise that I've used for many years, especially when I first figured out Stoicism. It helped me through great difficulties, and it's a very simple exercise taught by the Stoics. This is something the ancient Stoics, Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, Epictetus, Zeno, Cleanthes, Chrysippus, they actually did this exercise, what I'm about to tell you. And you might hear it online sometimes and people don't really explain what it is. I'm going to explain it fully what it is. And I'm going to tell you how I used it in my life. So this exercise is called the view from above. And a historical writer documented this exercise as holding the power to flip your life on its head. This was meant to be a good statement. It can just flip your life. It is so incredible. I can't quite put it into words when you do this exercise. It seems silly at first, and then when you get into it, and it doesn't take long at all, it doesn't take any skill, just a bit of imagination and space to do it. Close your eyes, and it just can do anything. Like you're having a stressful day, you're having a good day, whatever it is, you've got some problem presented, and it just changes it. It changes your perspective instantly. So I used to use this. I still use it now to help me relax, to help me see the truth, to help me see a problem as it is, which is a lot easier. It removes your bias, removes all your physical, these attachments you've put onto this problem or the situation. It removes everything. It's like, you know, when you get wrapped up in an argument and you're getting stressed and you want to get back at them, you want vengeance, you can feel your heart pounding, you want revenge. It removes all that, and it just makes it like as if you were just a passerby on the street looking at it going, well, that's what's happening. It's a really good way to assess it. So when me and my brothers first started our company, the Mulligan Brothers, which is like kind of this building I'm sat in as part of that company, the Mulligan Brothers is just, it's a platform that makes documentaries that help inspire people, help share the stories of inspirational people. And you might have heard of it if you're on YouTube. Regardless, we started originally in my mum's attic, my mum's loft. It was a pink crawl space. It was tiny. You couldn't actually stand up in it. It was pitched like this. And imagine it was there. Me and my brother Luke were sat there at desks. Then Jordan was like crouching there at a desk. That's how we started the company. We put all our money together to buy some equipment, money we got from our labouring jobs, and we'd be crunched in this loft that was full of fiberglass insulation that wasn't very comfortable. And we also, me and Luke had beds in that loft, believe it or not. It was like tucked into the rafters, like into a small space. It's quite cozy, just very cold in the winter and very hot in the summer. No heating, no way to get the air out. So the computers used to overheat. It was terrible. Anyway, point is, we had this goal of starting this company or getting this company on its feet and making money and getting out of our situation. It was very difficult. It was a difficult and stressful time, but we had this goal we wanted to pursue. And I learned of this exercise, the view from above. And I remember when things would get difficult, and I used to always, I still get migraines, but I used to get migraines all the time. And I just feel like I can't do this. It's too stressful. I can't even think. This problem I'm presented with, I can't get over it. And anyway, I'd do this exercise, and it would take me 3 minutes. It could even take a minute. I'd sometimes do it at a desk, computers in front of me. I'd do it at a desk, put my head down and just do it. And I'd get up and go, what am I on about? I can do this. I'd feel very excited. So Marcus Aurelius actually uses this exercise, and he wrote about it a lot in his Meditations. But I'll explain some points of views from the Stoics to get a better understanding, and then I'll explain actually how to do the exercise. So in his Meditations, Marcus Aurelius said, think of substance in its entirety. of which you have the smallest of shares, and of time in its entirety, of which a brief moment, a momentary span has been assigned to you, and of the works of destiny, and how very small is your part in them. A quick word from our sponsor, Huel. I really like Huel. When I was writing my book, I was using Huel to power me through every single day. When I had my daily greens, when I had my meals, when I had my shakes, it stopped me from going to the shop, buying a load of rubbish, buying a load of unhealthy food, wasting loads of money. And these things do add up. Those quick journeys to the shop every day, the money adds up, the unhealthy foods add up, the wasted time adds up. So if I ever get those cravings, I grab a Huel and it fills my cravings. I feel good, it tastes delicious, it's quick and easy. And if you have any interest in the Huel products, then check the link in the description. Let's get back to the episode. So how do you actually do this exercise, which I guess is why you're actually watching. You want to know, how can I use this exercise to improve my life? So right now, you can do it with your eyes open, just for the sake of this. If you're in public or something, I don't want you to walk in, closing your eyes. Let's say you're sat in the pink loft, because that's how I did it. I was sat in my pink loft. I'd put my head down on my desk or a hand in my hands, and I'd see myself in that pink loft. And I'd just meditate on that thought. Just me in the pink loft. That was it. And then I would expand out. Suddenly I'm looking at the house that I'm in. And I feel a bit small, I'm small compared to the house. And I just leave it at that. I think about that, feel, how does that make me feel? I feel quite small to this house. I do feel small. And then after doing that for a brief while, you zoom out to your street. Suddenly there's like 30 houses. You're just one little dot in one of these houses. And feel how that makes you feel a bit like insignificant, a bit small, a bit tiny. Very small, like an ant. And then you zoom out. Suddenly you've got your whole city. And your house is now a speck. So you're a speck within a speck. And now you feel lost. Like, who am I compared to all these lives going on around me? It's tiny, minuscule. And then you can let this feeling hang on you. Feel how small you are. And zoom out. Your whole country. Suddenly your city is just a speck on the scale of your country. And you are so insignificant. You're not even an ant. You're not even a piece of dust. You're nothing. And I know I'm explaining this to you. It's not to make you feel bad. You'll understand at the end of the exercise once you start doing it. Feel how tiny you are in that little room, in that little house, on that little street, in a tiny city, in a country. And then zoom out. You've got the earth, a ball, and you are not even a speck on that ball. So insignificant. And now all the cities, all the houses, all the people, they are now insignificant, just on this ball floating through space. And then zoom out. Suddenly, you've gone past all our planets. And now this ball that was once your world is just a speck within the planets. If you zoom out again, suddenly you got the sun and our planets, and you keep zooming out, our sun becomes a speck. We're non-existent, we're nothing, we do not have any impact on the universe, nothing. And then you keep zooming out, until our galaxy, the Milky Way, is not even a speck. Think on that for a while. How insignificant we are. And then you finish the exercise, and suddenly all the problems, all the weight, all the anger, everything you attached to your current situation becomes so tiny and so meaningless, and you can reassess what you was doing at this very moment. I'd like to finish with something that changed my life, and this is not from an ancient philosopher, it is from an American astronomer, Carl Sagan. Look again at that dot. That's here. That's home. That's us. On it, everyone you love, everyone you know, everyone you ever heard of, every human being who ever was, lived out their lives. The aggregate of our joy and suffering, thousands of confident religions, ideologies, and economic doctrines, every hunter and forager, every hero and coward, every creator and destroyer of civilization, every king and peasant, every young couple in love, every mother and father, hopeful child, inventor and explorer, every teacher of morals, every corrupt politician, every superstar, every supreme leader, every saint and sinner in the history of our species lived there, on a mote of dust suspended in a sunbeam. The earth is a very small stage in a vast cosmic arena. Think of the rivers of blood spilled by all those generals and emperors, so that, in glory and triumph, they could become the momentary masters of a fraction of a dot. Think of the endless cruelties visited by the inhabitants of one corners of this pixel on the scarcely distinguishable inhabitants of some other corner. How frequent their misunderstandings, how eager they are to kill one another, how fervent their hatred. Our posturings, our imagined self-importance, the delusion that we have some privileged position in the universe, are challenged by this point of pale light. Our planet is a lonely speck in the great enveloping cosmic darkness. In our obscurity, in all this vastness, there is no hint that will come from elsewhere to save us from ourselves. The earth is the only world we know so far to harbour life. There is nowhere else, at least in the near future, to which our species could migrate. Visit, yes. Settle, not yet. Like it or not, for the moment the earth is where we make our stand. It has been said that astronomy is a humbling and character-building experience. There is perhaps no better demonstration of the folly of human conceit than this distant image of our tiny world. To me, it underscores our responsibility to deal more kindly with one another and to persevere and to preserve and cherish the pale blue dot, the only home we've ever known. That was Carl Sagan, The Pale Blue Dot. So that is the Stoic view from above, which is a powerful exercise. And you can do it whenever you're feeling stressed, whenever you're feeling overwhelmed, or whenever you just want to get a perspective. So that is it for episode 3, lesson 3, day 3 of 100 Stoic School. Hopefully you enjoyed today's episode. Hopefully it helped you. And hopefully the past 2 episodes have helped you, where I talked about Memento Mori, the founder of Stoicism, and now I talk about the view from above. The next 97 days that follow, I'll be explaining every single topic of Stoicism, every single question you've ever had, every single question there can ever be on Stoicism will be discussed in this 100-day Stoic School. So by the end of it, you'll know more than anyone you know about Stoicism, and you'll know how to incorporate it into your life to become a Stoic. If you want to support what I'm doing, then it's free. You can give me a like, give me a comment, you can share this video. If you really want to help, you really want to show your support, and you really want to help a friend, then introduce them to Stoic School so that they can learn from Stoicism, they can improve. Because I get so many messages from people who say, my friend, my daughter, my grandchild, I had that. My grandchild introduced me to Stoicism and it's changed my life. It's been amazing. I thank them so much. I thank you so much. So introduce a friend, get them involved in Stoicism, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you for listening.